I was shouting for the jailer, and he told me to pack it in. Pack it in. You hear? He could have just said stop it, but no, he had to say pack it in. See? He was racialistically abusing me. Then he said, you want some baccy. Not you want a fag, but you want some baccy. See? He's threatening me up because I'm Asian. I mean, how can they treat a decent cricket-loving corner shop owner like some nigger darky coon? No offence, Mr. Gulliver, but it's not right, is it?
You haven't got an actus reus under Section 9. So mark it down to criminal damage and I'll get my guy to offer some ticks.
Stockings or tights?
Stockings.
We'll take the ticks, but it's aggravated burglary and bail comes with conditions.
How about no conditions and a guilty plea?
Panties or thong?
Neither.
Oh, for God's sake.
Look, she dresses like a high-class slut. She should at least have the decency to behave like one.
What, with you, I suppose?
With anyone.
Practically the entire criminal justice system's had a try at Sarah.
And you won't be feeling nearly so charitable after she slapped you down.
You've got a big mouth and a small prick, Dunbar. I prefer men the other way round.
What are you laughing at?
Just what she said about, you know.
Yeah, well, if you stand all the men in the world with their pricks on their heads, we'd all be the same height.
I've been here since 8 o'clock.
Well, you're put back to 11.
I'm always being put back.
Well, give us time to work on your mitigation. Have you got a job?
Part-time pizza delivery boy.
Not anymore, you've just been sacked. Plus, we'll say your mum's died and your girlfriend's run off with your best mate. But to be sure of probation, you need to give them some taken into considerations.
What's that?
TIC's ticks. Crimes you might have committed, the police can now say are solved.
Why should I fess up to a load of things they can't prove?
To wipe the slate clean. Let's say you have done some other stuff. Refuse the ticks any time in the next 7 years, they can come back and do you for them.
But they don't know about them.
Not yet. Take the ticks, they won't even bother to look. Your conviction clock will be reset to 0.
So, the more I admit, the less I get punished.
Bingo. This is DC Simons. He's going to see if he can't help jog your memory.
We've got 14th of May, 23 Stony Bridge Road, breaking and entering to the value of £300.
All you got to do is nod.
Shoplifting, your worships. Usual facts. 2 jumpers, £89. All items recovered. Application, £30 costs.
Guilty, your worships.
Does he know?
This is his 6th offence.
Is it? Oh, it is, yes. So I expect you'll be wanting pre-sentence reports.
4 weeks. Next, case number 643.
I'm afraid, your worships, we haven't received the committal papers from the police. 2 extra weeks?
No objections, but further to Mr. Hood's last appearance, he's now able to fulfil his bail conditions and will be living with his friend, Frank.
Frank who?
It doesn't say,
I don't know either.
I may need to consult my colleague further, madam. Sorry.
Don't worry, the chair of the bench thought you were very articulate.
What does that mean?
It means she thinks you're a black man who won't steal her handbag. There you go, boys. Yep. Not for you. Now, I've got one word to say to you, ticks. The police like him. There's a little bird tells me he's up for his sergeants next month. DC Simons really likes him.
What do you care if Simons is up for a promotion?
Because it's good for business. Give him a few ticks, he'll mark everything down for a lesser charge.
Druggy or juvenile?
Got an appropriate adult?
Yep, one of them MILFs.
Mothers I'd like to fuck.
No, mothers, I'd like to lose 14 stone. I'll never understand fat women. You're 22 stone, ain't exercised since Fun Boy 3 were last in the charts, and if it ain't pierced, it's tattooed. And all you got in your wardrobe is lycra jogging pants. I mean, if they're so poor, how comes they ain't thin?
Look, you're clustering up my custody suite.
Fucking milfs. I'll take the druggie.
The plural of MILF is MILF.
What?
It's like courts martial or attorneys general. The S goes on the first word.
You know there's such a thing as being too articulate, don't you? So, you're driving a Lexus down the A62 when the police pull you over for a faulty brake light.
A faulty brake light? It's a brand new Lexus.
Still a Section 1 Road Traffic Act. After a search, they find 20 grams of heroin and 14 grams of crack cocaine.
It's all for my own personal use.
Not many tracks for a guy with a 20 gram a day heroin habit.
All right, then I'll tell you the truth.
The more truth you tell me, the fewer options we have. Now, what was it you wanted to say to me?
Nothing.
Good boy.
Ashanti Winstanley, caught stealing 4 packets of Mac 3 razors from Boots on the High Street, all on CCTV. Is that right?
Of course it's bloody right. He's always bloody nicking and he won't stop till he's sent to prison like his bloody brother, will ya? And he's been rinsed from school, haven't you? Bloody little toe rag. Go on, tell the man.
Whoa, whoa. Legally, you can't say those sort of things, Mrs. Winstanley, and if you do, I'll have to find a more appropriate adult, like a social worker.
I do my best, I honestly do. But youngsters today only want bloody jewellery and designer trainers, and they won't do nothing for them apart from Davy.
OK. In a moment, the police are going to interview you, Ashanti, but for a first offence, the worst you can expect is a caution. Any questions?
Yeah. Why'd you have to tell me more?
You got a fag?
My druggie, Terence Shelby.
Yeah, possession with intent to supply.
He's thinking about it, but it says here he had 14 grams of crack cocaine in his sock with a street value of 1,500 quid.
Yeah?
Which street?
What?
My client wants to know which street you could sell rocks at 30 quid a go, because round his way you can only get a tenner for them.
Are you challenging my valuation?
I'm just saying, tell him the street, he might even be able to pay the fine.
So what are you offering?
He's happy to do some ticks. Lots and lots of ticks.
No, I can't. No, not for a drug dealer.
How about a name? Loads of ticks, a nice juicy name.
Well, he's prepared to become an informant.
Confidential source.
No, to count for my sergeants, he's got to be registered.
Under pseudonym.
But known to my super.
I'll get back to you. Oi! Get your own fucking roach. Right. I've spoken to DC Simons, and you're looking at offences under the Misuse of Drugs Act, Section 4 and 5, which is dealing. Now, that's a recommended custodial, so to plead it down, you got to offer him something nice in return.
Like what?
He wants you to register as an informant.
What, a grass? Why the fuck would I do that?
Apart from bail and a letter of mitigation, they'll drop the dealing charge, plus you'll never have to pay a parking ticket again.
No, I can't work for the police.
Well, that's one way of looking at it.
So what's the other way?
They work for you.
What?
Well, how many dealers do you know are getting police protection from a newly promoted detective sergeant?
You mean like an insurance policy?
Fully comprehensive. And you don't even have to sign your right name at the bottom.
Right, come on, Ashanti. You're gonna have to give me something.
No comment.
Don't backtrack the man, Ashanti.
Ah, man. For the record, it was a suspect's mum that just clouted him round here.
He's allowed to say no comment.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Now, as it's a first offence, I'm prepared to recommend a caution, and I suggest that a further 40 offences of the same MO be taken into consideration.
What MO? How can a 14-year-old boy have a modus operandi?
The MO of stealing Mac 3 razors.
Everyone steals Mac 3 razors. They're the most shoplifted item in the country.
He'll still only get a caution.
Yeah, plus a 40-offence criminal record.
But we always do it like that.
Not with a 14-year-old boy, you don't.
You have to meet him halfway. Compromise. The initial arrest was made by a uniform, so Simon needs to make some ticks if he wants that promotion.
So what do you get for a 10-year-old? A Queen's Commendation?
You notice your colour, too.
What, a dark shade of articulate?
Look, ticks are good for business. The police like them, the clients like them. Why don't you like them?
Because they're a nonsense. You're a habitual burglar with a drugs habit. You can't remember what you did last Tuesday, let alone last year.
Neither can you, but that's the way ticks work.
By lying?
All right. What did you have for lunch on June the 14th, 2003?
You cannot be serious.
No, run with me here. I'm drawing you a picture. What did you have for lunch on June the 14th, 2003?
I honestly don't know.
Come on, you're an habitual eater. You must have had something.
Well, I suppose so.
OK. So let's look at a sandwich menu, see if we can't jog your memory. Ever done ham? Tick. Prawn mayonnaise? Tick. Egg and cress? Cheese and chutney? Definitely tick. What about a BLT? So that's bacon, tick, lettuce, tick, tomato, tick. Then there's your breads. White bread, brown bread, wholemeal bread. Tick, 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 tick. So there you go. As an habitual eater, you just fessed up to half a dozen culinary ticks. Which one's the barefaced lie?
Bloody sick of this. You're always getting into trouble. Having to go down to school, come down here. It's all the time. Trouble, trouble, trouble. Oi! You tell him. The little shit thinks he's got away with it. That's not true, is it?
No, as a result of the caution, you now have a criminal record, Ashanti.
Right. So next time the little jambrag gets caught bloody thieving, it goes to bloody prison, don't it?
Well, not exactly. The courts would probably want to try a community punishment order first.
A few hours bloody weeding.
Or maybe an antisocial behaviour order.
What's that?
It's a warning that if you violate...
A warning? I can give him a bloody warning, but he don't bloody listen to warnings, do he? Go on, tell the man. Tell him how you don't bloody listen.
Like he was working for me, innit?
Yes.
See?
Well, if that's help, I'd hate to see you bloody hinder.
So your 2 o'clock, which was your 10 o'clock, will now go in at 4 o'clock, which means your 3 o'clock, which was your 11 o'clock, can slide in at 12 o'clock, provided the CPS agree to move your 12:15, which was your 2:45, to 3:15.
So how's that leave me?
Pretty good. Apart from a clash at 2:30, your 2 o'clock, which is now your 4 o'clock, is a CPS no-show, and your 3 o'clock, the police forgot to summons their witness.
So I can claim waiting time on my 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock?
And probably your 12:15. As last I heard, double force security can't find the defendant anyway.
Yeah, what happened to my 11 o'clock? I turn up in court as a different case.
It's a court double booking, so you're put back to 12:45.
I've been here since 8 o'clock.
Yeah, and I've been here since 1986, so if you find anybody to complain to, let me know.
Right, Mr. Benbridge, you're pleading guilty, so is there anything else you'd like us to take into consideration? Perhaps we can meet halfway this time, figure out some sort of a compromise, hmm?
Yes, to clear the slate, my client is prepared to cooperate with the police.
All right. Right, we've got breaking and entering, August 14th, 15 Wentworth Avenue.
No. You can't give them to us. We've got to give them to you.
What?
Well, he gives you some ticks, some real ticks, and accepts a specimen charge.
You want to tell me about jobs that he's really done?
Yes. Go on.
Well, there's this one. I don't know. Maybe the Tuesday of last month. No, it wasn't. It was Friday. I can't remember the street, but it was in Stockley. Do you know what I mean? I done that one. It had a green door with a big knocker on.
I'm not having this conversation. This conversation is not conversing.
But he's fessing up to genuine crimes that you can genuinely solve.
I don't give a toss. Look, have you got any idea how long it's going to take me to find that on an IRB? I'll be there for days, months, all for one sodding tick.
Well, there's another one then, last March. And, like, I didn't see the front, because I went in through the garden, you see. But I had the DVD away and a couple of mobiles. But I saw I didn't bother with the telly. Because, hello, it wasn't a widescreen.
Can you remember the makes?
Yeah, like, totally Japanese. No, maybe Korean.